Seed starting! This little guy was started from seed, and it is the season to get things going. I've done it a lot of different ways, and today I am trying something new, so I thought I would take you along and we'll put it together. My son gave it to me as a Christmas gift, and I'm excited to show it to you. Let's go. I love growing things indoors year-round, as you can probably tell. I'm slightly, I think addicted is a fair word to say now, and I have a new way to grow some things, and I think you're gonna like it too. If you are new to my channel, welcome. I'm so glad to have you here, and if you've been here before, thanks for coming back. I'm so glad to see you again. My name is Natalie, and I garden in Utah, Zone 7A. I am a professional illustrator, hence the name Illustrator's Garden. My husband is also. I give him credit. I don't do the lawn. He's the lawn guy. So if you ask questions about the lawn, you're not going to get answers because I forward the questions on and he says nobody really wants to know that. So it doesn't matter. I've shown him your messages and all the things. Back to seeds. So seeds are so fun to grow and I love growing them this time of year. It makes me really happy to see things popping up. It gives me joy. Better than Christmas. So what I ordered is this little greenhouse situation. It's an indoor greenhouse because I garden in Utah. It's very dry and humidity is kind of difficult to come by. And I saw this. I will link everything below underneath the video and also pin it in the comments so you can see. But this is a little bit different than the greenhouses I've seen in the past because it's a really neutral, fun color. And I like it with my art studio. We're in my art studio right now. It stresses people out in my videos sometimes because they don't realize this room is made for painting and has waterproof floor. So growing plants has nothing. Ooh, this is fun. Okay, we've got shelves. I read some of the reviews and it said I was gonna need zip ties, which I forgot to grab. Like, I don't even think I own any zip ties, but we're gonna put this together anyway. The other, oh shoot, did I just show that? Dang it. Forgot to blur out my address. So this looks really fun. My son mows lawn and he saved up some money this summer and got this as a Christmas gift, which I am so grateful for. And mostly I'm just super proud, to be honest. What a sweetheart. My kids know me very, very well. Now, the other thing that reviewers said is that you really do actually need to read the directions, which I'm kind of surprised about because this doesn't have like a very substantial amount of directions. It looks pretty simple. Uprights B. Okay. Oh, hey, it comes with zip ties. I'm not sure where these are supposed to go, and I'm not sure that they're the part people said. They said that you need to zip tie the shelves onto the frame. Again, I'm going to be using this inside, so we'll see. It is way too windy at my house to put this outside. That would definitely be a bad idea. I'm starting to understand the reviews saying to read the instructions because here's the problem. There's not enough long poles that go across to do 3 on each row, which seems like a very basic necessity for this greenhouse. Like, why would you not? 4 out of 5 stars just for that alone. Why would you make a product? And I knew that. I read it in the reviews, thankfully, ahead of time. They said that there were extra poles. So I think I've kind of decided I'm not gonna be able to get these out, am I? It's gonna be a problem. Oh, always listen to the reviews. Things are gonna get dramatic on YouTube. You're gonna see how klutzy I am. I gotta get a Band-Aid, I'll be back. I don't want you to think I'm a wuss, but also maybe wear gloves while you do this. The pole snapped back. Maybe I shouldn't show you. Anyway, I have a nice little battle scar. I didn't know I was gonna need a first aid kit in the studio. The second the camera turns on, I get really clumsy. So just know, when you're putting this together, there are 2 extra bars and not enough for 3 per row. That was almost bad. Did you see I almost did it to my other hand? All right, okay, I think we're good now. I'm gonna put them at the bottom because I'm gonna put my heaviest trays on the bottom. I did see in a review someone say that you could get wooden poles, and I think that's an excellent idea. So maybe if you're planning to do this, just do that from the get-go. Take this to the hardware store and get 2, 3 more poles. You're not here for the math, friends. We're here for the gardening and the clumsy injuries. That's what we're here for. Alrighty. Good news is it doesn't hurt too bad with the Band-Aid on. You're gonna need 3 wooden dowels if you want to have every single shelf have the wooden dowels on them. There we go. I kind of want to get everything pushed in nice and tight, but I'm a little gun shy. No. Okay. Well, now I'm glad I didn't have my son put it together for me, even though oh, wait, this way. He would have done an excellent job though. Okay, cute little top. I kind of thought that you could put plants up here in the top section, but I don't think you can. I have really wondered how people put the lights in this, and we will see if the lights I ordered fit. Let's get the shelves on. I'm excited for these. Okay, I see what people are saying about the shelves too. They are a little bendy, so I probably will go twist my arm and make me go to Home Depot and get some dowels, because yeah, I do feel like the center is gonna need those. I have really sturdy trays. If you've seen my seed starting video, I love these trays by Silly Seedlings, and they're made out of stainless steel, so they're very, very sturdy, but they're also a little bit heavier than a normal tray. Ooh, I wonder if you can put them that way. Kind of curious to see how snug that the cover is. That'd be amazing if you could fit them that way. And this one on the bottom. I better move the scissors. We're gonna have another injury. Okay. Ooh, I like it. It's really cute. You might not care if it's cute, and that's fine. I do care. It is the designer in me. Oh, and it has little flaps to hold the door open while you're putting your seedlings in. I'm not gonna use that because we don't have time for that. Kids get home from school in like 2 minutes. And it also has little Velcro ties inside. It only has 4 of them to keep the cover. It's not going to keep your cover on if it's outside, let's be honest, but it might. Actually, I might not even want to put these on. Let's put that 10-20 tray. 10-20 is a very standard size tray. We're gonna put that inside. But then I'm wondering if I do the Velcro, if it's gonna make it, yeah, my plants, I grow big plants, so I'm gonna need those extra dowels. I'm really hoping I push that together snug enough after I messed up my hand. I think that's gonna work. Look at that. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It will hold 8 10-by-20 trays. That's amazing. I'm really excited about that. Awesome. I was kind of thinking, I'm debating where I'm gonna end up putting this whole unit. I was thinking I might move this cute little settee. This is where my kids sit when I'm winded. That's sad. This is where my kids sit when I am painting or editing for YouTube. They hang out here, talk to me. I actually have another chair. I have 4 kids, so I like to have spaces in the studio where we can hang out and chat and do fun stuff. Well, should we try it out there? Let's just do it. The next thing you might want, if you're not doing this outside, is lights. And I ordered some actual grow light. That's a whole new thing for me to order real grow lights. I'm usually using whatever kind of random lights. All of my grow lights are just a conglomeration of lots of different random lights. We're gonna move this out of the way and plug it in right here for now. Are we? I can't decide. I'm indecisive. I think we will for right now, but then I'm gonna unplug it and move it all. I really like having this chair in this spot. Why is it so hard for me? Shouldn't be that hard. This room kind of drives my husband crazy because it's very full of lots of random things. All the art supplies. Okay, I gotta get it centered under the light though. All the art supplies and all the plant supplies. I wanted it in this room. I actually have another little workspace in that next room. You might be able to see the grow lights down there, but it has carpet, and I do bottom water my plants. I'm just a little nervous that, I don't know, if I put it in here on the waterproof flooring, this is like a pet-proof flooring. We actually don't have any pets, but it's a pet-proof flooring. Then I don't have to worry about it. Just this little, area rug. Oh, more zip ties. I don't know what all the zip ties are for. It doesn't say in the directions, but maybe they heard people's feedback. Now, these lights, I'm excited about these because they are just gonna fit anywhere that I want to put a fun little grow light, and they hook together. I will link these below as well, and they're so light. They're LED. I have T8 bulbs, but as you can see, I'm a little nervous when I get in here stumbling and bumbling around about breaking my T8 bulbs, so I was really excited that these were LED. Let's plug. I gotta move my fiddle. I might have to pull this out from the wall just a tiny bit. Well, now it's on carpet anyway, so cool. And I'm gonna put these in the middle of each shelf. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. And I haven't used these before, as I've mentioned, so I feel really bougie and super fancy. Now, it doesn't come with chains, and I'm kind of curious with these grow lights, how close they need to go to your seedlings. When I start seedlings, I like to have my grow lights just a couple inches away, but maybe since these are real grow lights, that's not a problem. I don't know. I'm gonna move you in closer so you can see a little better. I don't know if you can see any better. Okay. Now I just need to figure out how I want to attach them and still be able to move them up and down. If you don't want to be able to move them up and down, you can also use cardboard boxes, an Amazon box. Maybe don't use books in case you get them wet. I have used books. I did not ruin the books. I imagine the zip ties are to hold them on. It comes with a bag of clips. Check these out. Oh, and screws. I've seen people use magnets, so I might have to do a little bit of Googling. There's a little clip that you can screw, like maybe if you're putting on the bottom of a shelf, but I kind of want chains. I might need to go to the hardware store and get chains and some type of something. I guess I could just tie the chain on there and then use an S-hook like I do on my other ones. I don't know, we're gonna figure it out. But for now, I just wanna lay these right here and look at them. This makes me so happy. This room, I need to tell you, is like the surface of the sun. And I keep it 12 million degrees. So I actually need to move things into the other room if I need them to stay cool, because I keep it really, really warm in here. But there's so many lights, and I don't even have my grow lights on right now. Let me show you. This whole table is grow lights, and you can see that there's another table of grow lights back behind that table. I take lighting very seriously, apparently. Now, I think to keep things simple, I'm also gonna put all the switches. There's a little switch on and off switch right here. I'm gonna put them all on the left side because that's where 2 out of the 3 are already. And I'm gonna switch the one at the bottom because I want it to be easy for me to find and turn on and off. So let's turn this one around. There we go. I wanna get everything in place and have kind of a dry fit of this before I go to the hardware store, because chances are I'm gonna need like 12 more things, knowing me. And honestly, I'm just really excited to see it all put together. Is this the greatest gift? Yes, I love it. Okay, so here's the other thing. There is not another rack. So I was gonna put these onto the racks. There's not another rack on the top to hang lights from. I have exactly the right amount of lights, which is great. I feel like I need more of these though. So I could just attach them to the bars, the crossbars up here, but that'd be too easy. So I'm actually gonna need to get 2 more. I wanna get 2 more dowels cut to go across here that I can tie these on. I hope that makes sense. So I actually need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 dowels. And you know I'm gonna have my husband look at this before I go, and he'll be like, we have all that stuff in the garage, and then he'll just put something together. So we'll see what he says. But he doesn't like being on camera, so I'll report back after I see what he says. I gotta pull one of the dowels out, and I'm kind of nervous. Yes, off to the store. Well, we are on day 2 of what I thought would be a 20-minute project, but I'm gonna add exactly what I ended up needing to buy in the description. So if you do the same project, but look how nice. These are the dowels. I went and got them at Hobby Lobby last night, and I'm not even gonna paint them. I'm just gonna stick them in right now. And then I picked up these little S-hooks, and you know I got some seeds too while I was there. My son picked carrot seeds, so we're gonna be growing some carrots. Inside, I'll probably put them down in the bottom of this. We'll see how they do. I don't know. I like growing stuff inside during the winter months, so that'll be great. Oh, and I also got onion seeds. I've never grown onions from seeds. I've heard it's very, very hard, and I couldn't grow them from starts, so why not try something even harder and do onion seeds? And then I got lemon balm. My friend, Melon Monologues, has the 42nd Street greenhouse, and she told me to grow lemon balm, and I loved it, so I grabbed some seeds. And if they don't work out, I'll just go buy a plant from her, and no big deal. But that sounded fun, and the tea is amazing. So I'm gonna plant up some of those in this pretty soon. Now, when I went to the store, I got 16 feet. This chain was 69 cents or 79 cents. I don't remember. I just guessed a foot because I did not measure before I went to the store. And then I'm gonna use 2 pliers and bend it open and attach it to the little clips. I thought I had one open so I could show you, but the little clips have a hole in the back of them. And if I bend open the bottom, I already tested it. It's just big enough to go through the clip and bend it closed. And then it'll just hold it. And then I'll put the S hook at the top. So that's my plan. Now I need to sit here and bend 16 hooks. If you haven't ever worked with these little chains, something you want to do when you are opening them is you always want to twist it to the side. I don't know if you can see it, but it's in the same place. It's just pushed to the side. You don't want to pull that loop open or it will be really hard to get it back on in the same spot. So you actually just want to twist. It's really hard for me to film it. Okay, so I have the 2 pliers and you're just going to twist them. It's not even in focus, sorry. But you just twist that ring open and then you twist it back. And that way you shouldn't have to clamp it tighter. But you can just keep it on there. It's like opening an O-ring for jewelry. If you pull that O open, it's going to be really hard to close the O. But if I just twist this open and then twist it back, it gets you a much closer. I got to fix this one. I can't do it and record at the same time. I'm not talented enough. There are a few key items that I did add to the greenhouse. I added 8-inch pieces of chain. I bought 16 feet because originally I thought it was about a foot, but really it's only 8 inches that I needed to be able to hang and lower my chains inside the greenhouse. And so I ended up buying 16 feet. I really only needed 11. And I bought 2 packs of S-hooks. I should have bought 3 packs of S-hooks, but I did find 4 in my house. So make sure you're like doing the math. You need 16 S-hooks. And I also really liked having 2 sets. Needle nose pliers would have worked best for me because my S-hooks were actually fairly small. And I attached those with the pliers to the shelves because I already lost one. It just pinged off into space somewhere. I still can't find it. I looked for an hour and a half this morning while I was doing stuff in here. That's embarrassing to say, but it's true. So I did pick a spot on the shelves where I wanted my S-hooks to be, and then I kind of clamped them on. They can still slide that, inch of the square back and forth, but the S-hooks are fixed onto my shelves now. I didn't end up zip tying the shelves on. I didn't use any of the zip ties that came with the kit, but I think I might do that. Honestly, I think, if I'm in a hurry getting them in and out, it'll be really nice to have those zip tied on. So I think I will zip tie my shelves on in the future or tomorrow or after I'm done making this video.
I was definitely right about my husband having ideas on how to do the top. So we actually had some little scrap pieces of 1/4 inch something, and I screwed in eye hooks, and that's really it. I just cut them a little bit longer than the crossbars, and that's how my top lights are hung inside.
And I think that's it. 3 dowels, 3 bags of little S-hooks, and 11 feet of chain was basically all I needed to make this into a really, really functional production powerhouse of seedlings and storing some plants if I want to keep them in here before I take them outside. There is one other thing that I added. If you are growing indoors on carpet like I am, I have this fancy little, it's a potting mat, I think is what it's called. I will link it. It's waterproof, and I just added it underneath to protect my carpet. It's actually really big, and it's bigger than the table that I pot on, so I find it a little bit annoying, to be quite honest, because it's flopping over on the ends. And this little mat has snaps in the corners so that you can make the edges stand up to help keep your mess contained if you're potting in the house, which I do all the time. And people hate that. So they hate that I pot in my house. But again, I think that's a great addition to have if you are doing things in your house. And I think it's going to help protect the carpet. If I have any, I do use some organic fertilizer, non-organic fertilizer. I use some different things to keep my seedlings healthy and strong. And so that just makes me feel a little bit more confident that I'm not going to spill it on my carpet, or that if I do, it will just protect it for me. The other really great thing about this setup is it folds down flat and it stores into the boxes that it came in. So I'm actually going to keep both of these boxes for when I want to put this away, which I will eventually just put them right back in here and store them in my storage room for next season. The last thing that you're going to need is a timer. Now, I usually use just my little Christmas light timers from, Walmart that I have a box of to use for different things around the house at the holidays. And those were great. I get bothered by the clicking sound that it makes. It makes a very, very faint clicking noise. I can hear it right now and it bugs me. So I do have a different timer that is more of a strip, and it has, on that timer, it has half of the strip is all going to go on whatever you set the timer for, and it's digital, so you can change it for different days, different hours, different times, and then the other half of the strip is just always on. And that's what I use in the other room where I have grow lights and plants growing. I really, really love that. So I'm just going to go ahead and order a second one for in here and plug in both of these grow lights and maybe even this cute little light. It's not a grow light, but I'm just going to plug all of those in there and it'll go on and it'll turn off and I don't have to worry about it. And it still gives me lots of place to use the other outlets as well. And it is silent. It is completely silent. So that's going in my cart today. Here is another quick practical use tip. If you end up putting something underneath your grow light setup, this actually has several inches rolled up in the back because this is a square mat. And as I'm watering, I'm kind of dripping on the floor. I'm just dripping on an old rug and carpet and whatever that I don't really care about, but I kind of care about it enough that I'm going to pull this forward a couple inches and then I'll have a few inches of mat right here that I can set my watering can on. If you need to use supplements like iron or different kinds of fertilizers, you don't really want that dripping on your carpet. So keep that in mind if you do end up getting this square one. Originally, when I set this all up, I rolled it in the back because I didn't want it hanging out, but now I actually do think I want it hanging out. All right, honestly, this might be my most favorite system to date, and let me show you why. Spoiler alert, I'm a big fan of this. Hang on. I always make a huge mess when I'm making videos. I do just fine when I'm just hanging out doing stuff myself, but I try to show you things and I make a mess. All right, look at that new leaf that popped up. That is crazy. I have never had actual real quote unquote grow lights, and I've always believed it didn't matter, but I really like these ones. This may be the best indoor growing system I have ever set up in my house, and I have tried many, many, many things. I've never really thought that actual real grow lights mattered. Everyone just says it's a branding thing. Now I'm not totally sure, to be honest. My plants have always grown really great with just the shop lights and things that I've used in the past. But these particular lights are doing fantastic. But do you see that one giant leaf? That popped up in the 2 days since I started filming this video. Now, that might not seem like a big deal to you, but I have been growing this particular little start for 4 months, which is shocking in and of itself. I haven't taken very good care of it. But as soon as I put it in here with these grow lights, it's popped up. If you are not happy with your grow lights, or maybe you need to grow something a little bit faster, for sure check these out. I still just can't get over that. Giant leaves popped up super fast. That's crazy. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Don't forget to check out my new seed starting video for all things seed related.